start actually doing something. Now, we attack Kamala Harris and we criticize Kamala Harris for saying that nothing comes to mind when she thinks of anything that's different about her versus Joe Biden. Now, you guys are going to be shocked to hear me defend Kamala Harris. Did you surprised to hear J.D. Vance defending Kamala Harris? In defense of Kamala Harris, I'm not sure whatever the topic is that anything really comes to mind when Kamala Harris is asked about it. So maybe it's unfair that I criticize her, but we have to remember that her entire campaign, my friends, her entire campaign is pretending that she is going to change the direction of the country. The inflation, the high price of groceries, the high price of gasoline, the high price of housing, the wide open southern border, it's not because of any person except for Kamala Harris. So the idea that she is going to change and fix the problems that she helped create, if she'd like, and Kamala, I mean this sincerely if you're watching, if you want a secure southern border, if you want to lower the prices of groceries, if you want to lower the price of housing in this country, you're welcome to vote for Donald J. Trump for president because he's the person who's actually going to fix those problems. Now, we have to talk, of course, about the border crisis because the wide open southern border has affected Tucson maybe more than any other community in our country. And I was just asked by a journalist, he seemed like a very good guy, an actual honest journalist who asked questions and then let you answer the questions, about how Latinos should think about what's happened to this country over the last 3.5 years. And I happen to think that Latinos in particular ought to be pissed off about Kamala Harris's wide open southern border. And I know we've got a lot of Latinos just in this crowd who are supporting Donald Trump, but think about what an insult it is to Latinos who came to this country, whose parents or grandparents came to this country, who waited in line, who paid the fees, who worked hard, who did it the right way. It is an insult to them to have Kamala Harris welcome people who break our laws. We got to get people who broke our laws out of this country and make America work for American citizens again. And I mean whether you're an American citizen for 10 minutes or you've been an American citizen, your family's been in this country for 10 generations, this country ought by rights work for the American people and the American people first. We can have compassion for people. We can send people when a hurricane happens or a disaster happens outside of this country, by all means, we ought to be compassionate. But you know who our leaders owe compassion to most? And above all, is American citizens. We ought to focus on our own people and put their interests first. That's what the American leadership exists for.